Hi guys, hope you're having an amazing day. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to dive into why we are able to easily and effortlessly manifest the things that we don't care about that much and how come it feels harder when it's the stuff we want really bad. So if you're new here, I'm Katie. Welcome. On this channel, we talk about all things manifestation, conscious creation, and helping you step into your power so that you can create the life of your dreams on purpose. If that sounds like something you're interested in, stick around for the video, subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss more videos like this, and I'm happy to have you here. So in my last video, I shared my own personal success story with the manifestation of my fiance proposing to me and the ring that I got and that whole situation. If you haven't watched yet, definitely go check it out because I'm going to be referencing a bit in this video because that was an example of something that I manifested without even trying or caring about that much. Not that I didn't care about that happening, but if you watch the video, it'll explain to you why it wasn't even really on my radar at that time, or it wasn't really like something I was focusing on or thinking about that much because I just didn't think that it was happening in that particular way at that particular time. So again, watch the video, you'll figure out all the details. But I want to talk about how it's the things that we care about less that are often the manifestations we receive, and it feels like we didn't even have to try. We didn't even have to work hard. They just showed up. And I'm sure some of you can relate to having that experience where there's something that you just think of on a whim and you're like, "Oh, that would be fun." And you don't give it another thought because it's not something you're really like attached to. You don't care about that much, but then that thing unfolds and it happens for you. Like, for example, you might think to yourself, oh, wouldn't it be fun? Like it could be something little. Wouldn't it be fun to have like a movie night with all my friends? And then like the next day out of nowhere, your friend texts you and is like, oh, I'm having a girls movie night at my house. We're going to do this. And you're like, oh, I was literally just thinking that yesterday. And the reason that can happen for you so easily and effortlessly is because it's actually because you're not thinking about it. It's because you're not attached to it. It's because you're not trying to make it happen. You were simply in your authentic energy in the now moment, allowed that thought to come in, and then let it go. You didn't try to grasp onto it and figure out how to make it happen. You just were present in the moment, and then it presented itself to you, and you get to enjoy it and think, oh my gosh, I didn't even make this happen. There was nothing here that forced this to happen. It just happened and it was easy. It's often those things that like other people might look at you and say, how come this is so easy for you? Or like, how come, you know, how come you're so good at this? Or, and it's because those are the things that to you in your mind, you're like, well, I don't even really care about it. I'm not really that attached to it. And so that's why it comes easy to you. But as we see, like other people are attached to different things than we are. And so it might seem like they're really good at something that we want, but for us, we feel really attached to it. And so it feels like clunkier and harder. So I want to get into all that and like, what is this phenomenon of it happening really easy when it's the things we don't care about, and how that can sometimes be, it's fun, but I think it can also be sometimes frustrating when there's something you really want and yet other stuff comes to you and you're like, I don't even care about all this. I'm not even like, cool, this is fun and this is like an interesting side effect, but like, that's not what I want. I want this over here. And so how can you translate all that really powerful manifestation energy that you do have over here to what you really want over here? So I want to talk about the key points that make it so the things that we don't care about can actually manifest really easily. And it's like what I was saying before. It's because when you don't really care about something, you're not attached to the outcome. And what that means is you're not placing meaning on whether or not it happens. You're not investing your energy into trying to make it happen. You're not in an energy of trying to force it. You're not in an energy of trying to effort to get it there. You're not in an energy of, oh my gosh, I need to figure this out. I need to solve this. I need to try to find, put the pieces together to make this happen. You're in an energy of allowing. I want you to think back to examples of when this has happened for you And think about the energy that you were in and how it felt when maybe the thought popped into your head and it was just like this whim. It felt very lighthearted, right? My guess is it felt just like easy, effortless. And the reason it felt so effortless wasn't because of the thought itself, but it was because you just let it go afterwards. Maybe you had like a daydream about it. Maybe you kind of talked about it to someone you were with, but then you just moved on with your day. And so when it came into your life as the physical manifestation, it felt like the sensation of, I didn't even have to try. I didn't even have to work hard. I didn't have to even have to effort because you didn't make it mean something. You didn't attach a part of your worth or your value or success to whether or not it happened. You didn't get involved, really. You had the thought, you kind of fostered that thought a little bit by maybe smiling and thinking positively about it or sharing it with somebody and thinking, "Ooh, wouldn't this be fun?" Or, "Oh my gosh, I would be so excited for this," or whatever. And then you just let it go. And so all you did was your part, which was receive the idea, receive the inspiration, and then the only other part of our job really is to then get out of the way so it can happen. It's like, okay, you've had the idea, you've had the inspiration. Now don't get so involved or attached that you actually prevent it from happening. Because when we get so involved and attached, it's like we create this energetic, like muddled mess around the thing where the vibration of the thing or the energy of that idea, that inspiration was pure and clear when it came to you. And if you just allow it to come to you, you receive it, you think positively about it, you're excited about it, and then you let it go, that's all you have to do. And then it can come to you. But the second that you get like your grip on it and you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. How can I make that happen? What can I do to make it happen? I need to figure out how to make this happen right now. I need to figure out what's the 5-step program. What affirmations do I need to say? How do I need to start meditating on it? Who do I need to talk to? Blah, 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 blah. It's all of a sudden you've created this muddled mess around it. And so there's a lot of resistance built into it. It's like when we're in that energy of it just comes to us and it's a whim and we just let it go, it's like we're this open vessel. And so the manifestation can flow into us very easily when it's ready. But when we're in that energy of how can I make it happen, da, 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 we're like this. We're like this closed vessel. And so it can't come to us until this opens a bit, which means we have to start to release our attachment to it. We have to start to get to a place where we're happy enough just to think of it and be happy, and it's fun to think about it. Maybe it's fun to daydream about it. Maybe it's fun to talk about it, but then we let it go. We're not trying to figure out how to make it happen. We're not assigning our worth or value to whether or not it does happen. We're not actively every day searching for it, thinking, where is it? Because think about the things. Again, just go back to an example of when this has happened for you, where something that you thought was fun, but you didn't really care that much about came to you. Were you actively searching for it every day? Were you doing a 5-step journaling practice every morning? Were you saying 100 affirmations every night about it? Most likely no, right? And that's not to say those things can't be helpful and they can't work. I am a big proponent for, I love affirmations. I've gone through phases in my life where I've loved journaling. I meditate every single day, but ask yourself why you're doing it. If you're doing it to get a specific outcome because you think that's going to get you that thing, then I would start to really shift your perspective. Do the thing because it feels good. Meditate because it feels good. Say your affirmations because they feel good. Journal because it feels good. Take the action because it feels good, not because it's going to get you that thing. Because the second that you're too involved in the process is where we muddy the vibration. We go from being this open channel to receive to then being this mixed up, mashed up, like dense mixture where it can't come in or out. And so it's really about just letting go, finding presence in the now moment, allowing yourself to receive the inspiration when it comes. Have fun in the idea of it, have fun in the envisioning of it, and then let it go, knowing and trusting that the next step will reveal itself to you. Or if there is no next step, the manifestation itself will just reveal itself to you. Um, I can think there's probably millions and millions of examples that we've had just in our, maybe even more. I don't even know how many examples of this we've had in our lifetime where it's just, you've had a simple little, like, oh man, I would just love to have pancakes for breakfast. And all of a sudden you come out and someone's made pancakes, or like, because you weren't really attached to it. Or, oh, you know what? Like, I'm really looking for this type of new pair of shoes. That would be really cool. And then you go to the store and it's like the first thing you see are those type of shoes. And it's like, because you weren't really attached to it, you just were, oh, okay, yeah, that would be fun. Um, there's probably so many examples like this. I'm actually laughing because I'm looking over at something on my desk where I was recently at my sister's wedding, and my soon to be mother-in-law was there, and she had this really nice nail polish on, and I was like, "Oh, I love that nail polish. Looks great." And I didn't really think anything else of it. Just liked her nail polish. I thought it looked great. I thought it was like exactly what I like when it comes to like just very natural looking nails. And just yesterday I get a box in the mail and she sent it to me. And it was like, we never really talked about it again. I just said it looked good on her. I didn't know she was sending it. And it's just this very small, simple example of like, I didn't really care whether I got the nail polish or not. It kind of had gone out of my head, but in that moment, I was like, "Ooh, I like that." And I kind of imagined like, "Ooh, I would like to have that on my nails." And like, "Ooh, that maybe I'll try, maybe I'll look into that or whatever." But I never really thought about it again. I wasn't like, "How can I get that nail polish? I need to make sure to talk to her about that nail polish. I need to make sure to figure out where I can buy that nail polish." Like it went out of my head. Even something like these glasses. I'm just like trying to think of all these examples, you guys, to share with you. Like when I went to go get my new pair of glasses, I thought, "Ooh, I really want to pair like kind of those clear lenses. Like, how everyone's wearing the clear lenses." And I was like, but I want them to be something a little bit different, where there's something about them that's slightly different than just the clear lenses. And I went into the store and saw these and I was like, this is perfect. I tried them on. And I was like, yes, because they're not exactly clear. They're almost like this rosy, rose gold type color. And I loved it. And it's just like these little examples when you're not so attached, because it's like the things that you're so attached to, then you go and you're searching and you can't find it and you can't figure it out and no one has it and they're out of stock of this and they don't sell it anymore. Like this is just shopping examples, but how many times have you been like on the hunt for something? Like you need an outfit to wear to something and you're like freaking out because you can't find it. And it's like you can go into 10 different stores and you can't find it. But the day that you're just like, ooh, I don't really know what I want today. I just want to go have fun. You find like 10 things that you love that you weren't even trying to find. It's like, because when you're not attached and when you're not like muddying up the vibration, it can come to you with ease. Your job is not the how. Your job is not the figuring it out. Your job is to be the receiver of the inspiration and then just play in that energy. Get excited about it. Have fun with it and then just move on. You don't have to do anything. It will come to you if you simply allow it to flow in. So this is how it is, the things that we don't care about that can come to us with ease, and how we can start to use that process and the examples of that happening in our life as kind of like a roadmap or a path that we can start to merge into those things we really do care about. Because I understand, you guys, what it's like to really want something and to really care about it and to feel like you're doing all the things and it's still not manifesting. And it's often because we care too much. We're muddying it up too much. We're in the way too much. And when you think about the things that came that easily to you, you didn't have to think that much about it. You didn't have to go through all the processes. You didn't have to do all the things. All you did was simply receive the inspiration, feel good or excited about it in the moment, and then you let it go. Not because you were trying to let it go, not because it was part of a process to let it go, but because simply you just let it go. You weren't so focused on it. You weren't like, this needs to happen or this, and this. You just were like, oh, that would be cool. That would be fun. I would enjoy that. Ooh, that would be really awesome. And then you moved on. And then it came to you because it had to come to you, because you were a match for it, because you weren't actively repelling it away by trying to make it happen. Isn't it ironic that it's like the things that we want to happen and we're trying to make happen so bad are the things that like continuously evade us? And it's like that same kind of idea that like when you like somebody and you like them so much and you're like trying to get their attention so much, they typically are like repelled by you. They're typically like, ooh, that like, I don't know what it is about that person, but like they're nice, whatever. I'm just not into them. Like because the more you want them and the more you're like trying to make them like you, the more they're repelled by that energy, right? It's like the super clingy partner. You're like, they don't want that. So it's the same thing. It's like, don't be super clingy with your manifestations. Treat it like that thing that you're just kind of indifferent to. That's that's the trick. That's the secret. There it is. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you thought, what questions you have. Let me know examples of things that have come into your life that you're like, oh yeah, that was something that just came on a whim or something I didn't have to try to have too much. And let me know, like, how are you now going to try to apply this same process to the things that you do want? How are you going to start to try less? All right. Sending you guys lots of love. I will, if you guys are interested in working with me further outside of these videos, you can go ahead and look down below. I've got the links for one-on-one offers as well as my membership offer. And other than that, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys very soon in the next video. Bye.